Aren't modern smartphones excellent? It's like having a mini supercomputer in your pocket compared to the bulky handsets of old. Technology, on the whole, has been getting better every year and, crucially, much cheaper. You no longer need to hand over wallet-wilting sums of cash for your annual upgrade. Move your gaze away from those usual smartphone flagship big hitters and you'll find yourself a fantastic bargain, as there are some cracking budget smartphones to be found. The fifth product on our list is the Google Pixel 6a. This is priced at about $360. The Pixel 6a is notably compact with its 6.1-inch OLED screen and far lighter at 6.3 ounces. With 6 gigs of RAM and the same Tensor chipset that powers the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, it's certainly the fastest phone on this list. While it doesn't share the Pixel 6's big 50-megapixel primary camera sensor, the 6a is using the same sensor that was in the Pixel 5 and 5a, it still takes outstanding photos. Google's got a lot of experience with this camera hardware, and it shows. It has Google's custom flavor of Android, and it's set to get 5 years of security updates. The Pixel 6a is not all sunny. If you live in an area without a strong wireless signal, the 6a's weaker than average reception should give you pause. There's also no wireless charging and no headphone jack. Unlike some mid-range options, the 6a sticks with a 60Hz OLED, and the fingerprint sensor under that screen isn't especially quick. But if you value speed, camera performance, and build quality, there's a lot to like here. It's not just the best budget Android phone right now, it's close to the best Android phone. The adaptive battery learns your favorite apps, so it doesn't waste power on ones you rarely use. Pixel A series have had excellent battery endurance historically. This time Google slightly reduced the battery size, but with a smaller screen and the Tensor chip we might be in for another solid run. We are also hoping that the 6a has addressed thermal performance weakness we saw with the 6 and 6 Pro. Number 4. Samsung Galaxy A13 5G. The Samsung Galaxy A13 5G has an understated design that won't turn heads, but it's faster and more responsive than you might expect for just $250. The screen picks up more fingerprints than those of phones that cost just a little more, but it's big and bright, and the A13 5G runs Android 12. Samsung promises several more updates in the future, with an astonishing 4 years worth of update support, through early 2026. Most budget phones are lucky to see half that. Whatever your day has in store, this mobile phone's 15 watts fast charging battery makes sure you're ready for it and gives your charger a break. The Galaxy A13 5G also houses a hefty 5000 mAh battery. You only get 64 gigs of storage, which is on the low side for a phone at this price, but there's a micro SD card slot that lets you expand that space if you need more. The Galaxy A13 has 3 rear cameras, a 50-megapixel primary accompanied by 2 2-megapixel shooters, 1 macro, 1 depth. The primary camera kicks out decent images in good light. Its 50 megapixels are binned down to 12.5, and if you zoom in, fine detail starts to look like a watercolor painting. The third product on this top is the Samsung Galaxy A03s. At a mere $160, the Samsung Galaxy A03s is the cheapest phone in Samsung's current lineup, but it doesn't perform like a bargain basement phone. The A03s is fast enough to browse the web, send messages, and play simple games. And despite the phone's low price, Samsung isn't skimping on updates. The A03s will receive updates through early 2026, a full 4 years worth of support from launch, unheard of for a phone this cheap. The build quality takes a step down in comparison with the Galaxy A13 5G, the camera isn't very good, and this model has no 5G support, but the battery life is excellent. The base model now packs 2 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage, both double what you got with its predecessor. It does not support 5G, you'll need to upgrade to the Galaxy A13 if you want next-gen data speeds. The phone packs the MediaTek Helio P35 processor under the hood, and you can pair it with up to 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. While the storage capacity may not seem like much, you have the option to expand your storage via a microSD card slot. The Galaxy A03s offers a 5000 mAh battery and 15 watts charging, both of which match the Galaxy A02s. It's all tied together by a 6.5-inch HD Plus display, complete with a small Infinity V notch. The second product on our list is the Xiaomi Poco M4 PRO 5G. You can get it at a reasonable price of $160. There's no doubt that the Xiaomi Poco M4 PRO 5G gives you an Android phone that's great value for money at the budget end of the market. With the Poco M4 PRO 5G we have a perfectly serviceable 6.6-inch IPS LCD screen, running at a resolution of 1080 by 2400, making for a 20:9 aspect ratio. The 90 Hz refresh rate is now the new baseline for smartphones, even ones down at the budget end of the market, and the scrolling and motion is pleasingly fluid. The dual-lens 50MP plus 8MP rear camera, fitted to the Xiaomi Poco M4 PRO 5G, isn't going to win any best-in-class awards, and while it's not terrible, it's certainly one of the weaker parts of the package as a whole. Along with the MediaTek Dimensity 810 chipset, you're looking at 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, or 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. A microSD card slot is available for adding more storage space if you need it. The 5000 mAh battery in the Xiaomi Poco M4 PRO 5G reaches the standard 1 day of use with ease, and if you're not constantly streaming videos, playing games and using GPS navigation, then a couple of days of use is possible. The 33 watts wired charging speed is respectable enough, and means you won't be waiting around too long to juice up the handset. And finally, the first product here on our list is the OnePlus Nord N20 5G. It is priced at around $230. The Nord N20 is a formidable budget phone that can handle most tasks you throw at it. It's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 695, which is no flagship processor, but good enough for browsing through the web, light multitasking, streaming 1080p videos, and posting the pictures you capture with it on social media. The Snapdragon 695 also brings 5G connectivity, a feature that isn't mandatory but is highly sought after among customers in any price category. The phone has 3 cameras in tow. The main 64MP shooter is the only one that you need. With video, the Nord N20 can record up to 1080p in a way that is astonishingly well stabilized. OnePlus took a gamble with the Nord N20's display, choosing a 6.43-inch, FHD+, 60 Hz AMOLED panel over last year's 90 Hz LCD. Instead of a smoother visual experience, the AMOLED panel provides more contrast and a wider color gamut, while reducing power consumption. The phone runs on a dated Oxygen OS 11 operating system, based on Android 11, and OnePlus says that the Nord N20 will only receive one major OS upgrade. That means that while the phone won't be able to reap the benefits of Android 13, it will eventually transition to Android 12.